What's up, Warrior Babes? Hey, everyone. Nikki here, and welcome to our Saturday Warrior Babe Revolution Rally Call. I am so excited to be here with you guys today. I hope everybody is having an awesome start to their Saturday. If you guys got your workouts in, proud of you. If you guys still have to go do it, kick some ass. So we'll get started in just a few minutes. So go, guys. This call today is going to fucking blow your mind. It is going to be so valuable to you and how you act on a daily basis. And you're going to be able now, learning what I'm going to share with you today, be able to catch yourself and make better decisions that serve you and where you're going here inside of Warrior Babe to the body that you want to have. So, guys, go leave a comment inside of the Facebook group. Let the babes know that this call is getting started and they don't want to miss it. Literally, leave that in the comment. Call is getting started. You don't want to miss it. Nikki said it's going to be freaking awesome because it is. So, before we get started, if you are new to Warrior Babe, welcome, you guys. I am so excited that you are here. I'm so excited for Warrior Babe and the team to be a part of your journey and your transformation, where strong is the new sexy. We work to completely transform our bodies and literally everything inside the program. You have the tools and the resources to do it, so there's no excuse as to why you can't. So we do every single one of these calls, we do these calls every single Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys that are new, make sure you mark your calendars. Make sure you set your alarms for 5 minutes before we get this call started so that you can be here, you're on time, you're ready, and you're plugged in to listen to me light you up with some fire and motivation moving forward. These calls are so valuable, and you don't want to miss them. All right, so really quick before we do get started, I want to remind all the new Warrior Babes to make sure that you are utilizing to the full capacity of the Warrior Babe Revolution Blast-Off emails. They are so vitally important. I know the veteran Warrior Babes have heard me say this over and over again, but those 14 blast-off emails that I am sending you are strategic there to help you start this journey on the right foot. Every single one of the Warrior Babes who have been extremely successful, the ones you see inside the group absolutely killing it, have implemented on the right foot here inside of Warrior Babe and have dove into those emails and those tasks that I'm giving them, and they're setting themselves up for long-term success. So within the first 14 days, I literally help you understand why you're here, the goals that you are here to accomplish, setting your goals, which is so important, knowing why you're here, what are the reasons why you want to be here, and what are the reasons why you want to achieve these goals. And, being surrounded by the right people while you're here is so important. Environment is stronger than will. And when you're around the right people who are on the same journey as you, they're going to be the ones you're just going to excel beyond belief. And then it goes into macros and it goes into workouts. So those 14 days those 14-day blast-offs are so valuable to you guys. Now, everybody inside of Warrior Babe, I'm sure you guys have seen it. The excitement is all around in the Facebook group. There have been tons and tons of updates to your application. So as you guys can see, we're working right now to get our calculators programmed inside the personal programming section. So it's just like click, 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 here you go. Here's your program. Here's what you need to do. You guys can see where the Learning Center is now. It's just shorter videos, really valuable content, but shorter videos so you can listen to them and understand what you need to do. And then, we have swag coming soon. We've talked about that before. All right. So just wanted to give you guys those updates. If you guys are new, I recommend that to just eliminate the overwhelm. On top of the 14-day blast-offs, that you go through the Warrior Babe, the Welcome Warrior Babe, like the start here at the top left of your application. Inside of there are really short videos that are just going to help you get set up and knowing how this whole system works inside the Warrior Babe, support options, Facebook group, getting yourself inside the Facebook group. Just everything that's really valuable for you guys to start off so you know where exactly to start. Highly recommend going through those, and then you'll know exactly where to get your questions answered super fast, how to get a hold of our support team, how to tag, me and Kate inside the Facebook group and Raven inside the Facebook group. So make sure that you guys are utilizing that Warrior Babe Welcome Start Here section inside of your application if you guys are brand new. One thing before we get started, again, guys, make sure you guys are posting inside the Facebook group, which I'm seeing. I saw Raven do it. Where's everybody else? Get inside there right now and comment that this rally call is getting started. So one more thing before I dive into the topic today is I see repetitive comments, and I see comments inside the group with repetitive questions. So please don't be the person to ask questions that can be answered inside of the app, especially now that the videos are broken down to smaller videos. Your questions are right then and there, and I guarantee you that they can be answered super fast. So you just have to take the time, go to that learning center, and watch those videos. If you can't find your question inside the app, then take the time to go to our Frequently Asked Questions resource page that we've built out, this entire platform of all of our frequently asked questions, from veteran warrior babes to warrior babes now. And we built an entire section with articles that answers all of our questions. So you guys can go to that Frequently Asked Questions page. We will, the links right now are not in the bottom anymore of the videos, but we will make sure that we get the links inside the videos at the bottom of them on the platform, so they're easy. The Frequently Asked Questions resource page is easily accessible. Now, if the question can't be answered inside of the application, if it can't be answered in the FAQs, then come to the Facebook group, and your fellow warrior babes are there to help you guys. Like, maybe their question has been something they've asked before, and then they can chime in and they can help you. They can tag Kate, you can tag myself. That's the order of what I recommend to go to get your questions answered super, super fast. First, the application. Make sure you're utilizing everything that's inside of there. Second one is to go to our Frequently Asked Questions resource page. Third is the Facebook group. Okay, then support is like literally the last option to get your questions answered via nutrition and workouts. Like, nutrition and workout programming is something that you can find inside the app, Frequently Asked Questions page, or the Facebook group. Okay, support is the last option unless it's something technical with your application. All right, are you guys ready? Guys, this topic is going to be absolutely fire. Like I said at the beginning, it's going to fucking blow your mind. So what I highly recommend is that you get out a pen and paper if you can, or try and take some like mental notes as I go through this, okay? All right, so the topic for today is the power of habits, how your habits control everything that you do on a daily basis, the good and the bad. So you guys may not know this or not, but it's going to blow your mind with just one thing I'm about to tell you. We are conscious of only about 5% of our cognitive activity. So most of our decisions, most of our actions, most of our emotions and behavior depend on the 95% of the brain activity that goes beyond our conscious awareness, meaning that 95% of our actions, our emotions, our behaviors on a daily basis are based off your unconscious brain. So you're not even conscious that you're doing this. So the behavior that you have on a daily basis, which is most unconscious, like I said, through regular repetition becomes automatic or habitual. Can you guys think of habits that you guys already have? So think about those right now, and then let me just blow your mind even more. So let's talk first just on the broad spectrum of how these habits are formed, and it's in a 3-step loop. So you've got a cue, which I'll dive into deeper what each one of these 3 are. You've got a cue, you've got a routine, and you've got a reward. You've got cue, routine, reward. And over time, this loop, cue, routine, reward, cue, routine, reward, becomes more and more automatic. Now, for most of us, or at least for me, and I know for a lot of you guys, before I got into the habit that I just am now unconsciously in the routine of good nutrition, of workouts every single day, of being on point, before I started this, my cue for eating food, my cue was being bored or uncomfortable. Okay, so being bored just laying around at night watching television, or being uncomfortable in social situations. That was my cue, that was my trigger telling my brain to go into an automatic mode and which habit to use. So my cue was bored and uncomfortable. My routine was eating. And then my reward afterwards was I was satisfied, I felt good, and I was more comfortable because I was actually doing something that was taking me away from a social interaction. How many of you guys can relate to that? I'm sure so many of you guys can. So the cue can be almost anything from a visual trigger, such as like seeing a candy bar or the television commercial. I mean, how many times have you guys seen something on TV via food-wise and you're like, oh my God, I'm hungry, right? That's a cue. And then you probably go into a routine of eating and then reward of being satisfied. So it can be also a certain place, it can be a time of day, it can be an emotion, it can be a sequence of thoughts or a company of other people. It could be the company of other people. I mean, just settle that in your head. Then with a cue, we then move into routine with craving a reward. So our cue and our craving, meaning, for example, cue, let's say it's like the time of the day to go to the gym. And then you crave, this is how you can create a good habit. You crave the endorphins or the confidence that you will feel in a bathing suit or the accomplishment. You crave that feeling, right? Or like a delicious protein shake after you work out. Think about, like you allow yourself to think about the shake or think about the endorphins rush that you're going to feel. So you have a cue, then you crave that feeling, and you allow yourself to anticipate that reward. And eventually that craving will make it easier to push through the gym doors every single day, right? That's how you create something good. It's just like a cue, but if you go into it negatively, which I think I've talked about this before, if you go into it negatively, you're not going to crave going to the gym every day. You have to feel the craving of the endorphins, feel that rush that you know you're going to get after. You definitely had good workouts. I know you guys have had it. I see inside the group. And you feel so good afterwards. You feel accomplished. So hold on to that. Crave that feeling, because that feeling is going to make this whole journey so much easier. It's going to make everything that you're doing turn into a habit, and a good habit, unconsciously. One of the 95% of things that we do unconsciously. So that's a cue, and you want to crave something, because without a craving, these habits don't that's a big part of the habit loop, is craving something. So then the routine can be so complex, or it can be ridiculously simple. For example, like habits such as related to emotions. In a routine, emotions are measured in milliseconds, like how you act. Like you can just, someone pisses you off, you go into a routine of being frustrated and pissed off for like 10, 15 minutes, right? And then the rewards can range from food that causes physical sensations to emotional payoffs, such as like, the feeling of pride, or that accompanies of self, like congratulations, like what I said, with the reward of feeling accomplished after the gym. So from a broad perspective, again, you've got the cue, you've got a craving that you crave for the reward. So cue, craving, routine that you go into, and the reward afterwards. Now, habits can be ignored, they can be changed, they can be replaced, but understanding this loop that I just shared with you is so important, because when habits emerge, the brain stops fully participating in decision making, because like I said at the beginning, 95% of our actions are unconscious. So at this point, when habits emerge, the brain, a habit that you've done routinely over time so many times before, good or bad, I'll get into that next, your brain stops fully participating in decision-making. It stops working harder, diverts focus to other tasks. So unless you deliberately fight a habit, unless you find new routines, which I'll share in the next points, the pattern will unfold automatically. Let me just say that again, because that is so fucking strong. Your habits can be ignored, changed, or replaced, but understanding this loop that I just shared with you is so important, because habits emerge, when they do emerge, good or bad, the brain stops fully participating in decision-making. It stops working hard, or it diverts focus to other tasks. And I'll share some examples again, like I said, in a couple of minutes. So unless you deliberately fight a habit, if you guys can know, like I asked you at the beginning, what can you already know are habits for you? And I even shared one, bored and uncomfortable, you go into a routine of eating and the reward is satisfied. So unless you deliberately fight a habit, unless you find new routines, the pattern is going to unfold automatically. And then you're going to be 10 minutes later like, what the fuck just happened? How many times have that guys happen for you where you're in the kitchen, you're eating, and then 10 minutes later you're like, what did I just do? Right? Like this is a habit. That is a perfect example of a habit. Now, understanding and learning how habits work, it makes them easier to control. Once you break down a habit into its components, like I just mentioned above, cue, routine, reward, you can fiddle with the gears to turn it into a good habit. And I'll talk about that in my third point here. But my second point is good versus bad habits. So your brain can't tell the difference between a bad or a good habit. And so if you have a bad one, it's always lurking there waiting for the right cues and the reward. So like I said, if you're bored and uncomfortable, you go into the routine of eating when you know you shouldn't, but it's just a habit, and then you have the reward of feeling satisfied. So even though that's a bad one, it's always lurking for the TV commercial to come on, for your friends to say, hey, let's go grab some food and some drinks. Hey, let's go out for dinner, right? It's always there lurking, waiting for you to just cave. So this can explain why it's so hard to create exercise habits or change the way we eat, right? You guys are picking up like, okay, like I can now understand why it's hard to break it, because you've been in it for so long. You've been in this routine for so long. So it can be hard to create new habits. Right? By the end of this, you guys are going to be able to, like, if you do what I tell you to do today, you will be able to create new habits, strong habits that serve you moving forward. But you got to fucking listen to me, and you got to implement. I can talk to you till I'm blue in the ear. I can share this stuff with you, but unless you actually take action, nothing's going to happen. All right? So it's hard to create exercise habits. It's hard to change the way we eat. For example, once we develop the routine of sitting on the couch rather than running, or you snack whenever you pass a donut box or like Cheryl's Tootsie Rolls outside of her office, those patterns always remain inside of your heads. Good or bad, you're satisfying something. So if you're sitting on the couch and watching TV, you're satisfying yourself. You're engaging in entertainment, even though it's false entertainment, it's shit entertainment. It's just fucking with your head even more. Or Cheryl's Tootsie Rolls, you're satisfying your hunger there. Okay, so that good or bad, it's always going to remain inside of your head. Or even this is a fire example. Take emails or take text messages. When a computer chimes or your smartphone vibrates with a new message, your brain starts anticipating the distraction, the momentary distraction that opening an email, responding to text provides. Guys, how many people do you see on the side of the street that are just walking on their phones, or, you're talking to somebody and automatically they pull their phone out of their pocket and start responding to a text message? That's a distraction. That's the cue, vibration, routine checking it, because they're looking for a distraction. People are looking for a distraction, and reward is that they're satisfying the distraction. They're distracted. They're into something that's more engaging. Just think, you guys, if someone put their phone on Do Not Disturb, which I do on a daily basis to get my work done, which I'll prove my point in a second, but just think, if someone put their phone on Do Not Disturb, which removes the cue of picking your phone up and checking it once you hear a vibration, think how much more people can work for hours without thinking to check their phones. Just think about that. Or if you put your phone on Do Not Disturb while you're out to dinner with your family or your friends or your kids, or you're on your first date and your phone's on Do Not Disturb, think about how much more engaging conversation you're going to have with someone. So by the same rule, though, if we learn to create new neurological routines that overpower these behaviors, if we take control of the habit loop, if you guys take control of these loops I'm talking about, we can force these bad tendencies into the background. You can just force them back. and you can create a new pattern. And once someone creates a new pattern and a new routine, completing a workout or ignoring the donuts or the email, then that becomes automatic as any other habit. Now I'm going to share with you how exactly you can implement this and overcome the habit next, and how you can implement these new routines. Okay, so the way that you can do this, and this is my third point, is to overpower it. You have to overpower these habits. Like, you guys can probably think now, what doesn't serve you? You know, going out with your friends when you're not supposed to, when it's not like a cheat meal night. Like this, guys, like if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. You guys are going outside your comfort zones and doing different things, right? Or, you know, if you're not supposed to be eating, how can you create, or you find yourself snacking, like how can you overpower this habit? So this is a perfect example. A top habit of successful dieters, they eat breakfast every morning. Let me just say that again for all you people that don't have time for breakfast or get up and work out right away. A habit of successful dieters eat breakfast every morning, which is a meal cued by the time of the day. So you have a trigger, which is the time of the day. But most of them also envision a specific reward for sticking to their diet. So this is how you can connect strong habits with your purpose, strong habits with your why you're here inside of WarriorBabe. So they eat breakfast every morning. They're cued by time of day. Most of them also envisioned a specific reward for sticking to their diet. So, for example, a bikini that they want to wear, or the pride they feel when they see the results in the mirror, something they choose carefully and really, really want. That is why I make you at the beginning, and I'm smacking all you guys on the hands who haven't gone through the goal setting, who haven't gone through the why, the establishing your why. If you haven't done that, go back and do it right now, because right now what I'm talking about is going to help you dramatically change your habits. So you can envision a specific reward that makes you want to hit your macros, makes you want to stay on point, makes you want to go and have a workout. You can use your imagination to envision what you want, which is a bikini that you want to wear, or feeling really good inside of with your results and looking in the mirror and seeing your body changing, something that you really, really, really freaking want. And I've established this already in the videos. You need to go back and listen to that. Then they focus on that craving for that reward when temptations arise. So I can connect myself so well to this story. At the beginning of my journey, when I dove in, not knowing what I was getting myself into, tracking my macros, working out, striving for an end goal of being shredded, looking toned, stepping on stage, but even beyond, like before stepping on stage, just wanting to be happy with my body, I had a big reason what I really wanted to do. And then whenever cravings or something arose or temptations arose, I was able to focus on the craving that I wanted to accomplish. I was able to imagine my body. Like, I could see it. I literally could fucking see it right in front of me. So then my craving for the reward, my craving to have that body, crowded out all of the temptation that was around me. Everything, anything that rose, I didn't even give two shits about. I had no reason to give up on my diet. I had no reason to give up on my new lifestyle, because I had something that I really, really wanted. So if you identify the cues and the reward, you can change the routine, you guys. But what I just shared with you is also really important. You got to know what you want. Most people don't know what they want. They just go through the day not knowing. You got to know what you want. And then you got to know, you got to be able to see it. So then you can use that to change your habits. So if you can identify the cues, you can identify the triggers, and then the reward, you can change the in-between. You can fiddle with the gear of the routine. Right? So if you have a cue of being bored or uncomfortable, or you have a cue of being hungry, Or no, let's just go with bored and uncomfortable. Normally what you do is eat. Fucking go for a walk. Drink some water. Find somebody at your work to walk with outside. And then your routine, you're satisfied. It's as simple as that. But there's one more ingredient that is extremely necessary in this process, and I doubt is belief. Sorry, I just got cut off there by the woman telling me my input was invalid. So the one other ingredient that is extremely necessary in this is belief. You do need the capacity to believe that you are getting better. You need to believe that. You need to believe that every single day. But even though you have to do it, it doesn't always come down to you. A community creates belief. There's something extremely powerful about groups and shared experiences. People might be skeptical about their own ability to change. I'm sure once you guys join WarriorBabe, you're like, can I actually do this? Is this actually going to work? Can I do this? And then as soon as you got into the group and you saw the community, you saw the inspiration, you saw the empowerment, you saw people sharing the same experiences that you are looking to be involved with, people on the same journey as you, I'm sure your belief level rose, right? Because if you're in a group who's changing, everybody's changing, everybody's working, that's going to convince you just to believe even higher. You reach for the stars. You have to believe that change is possible, and then surround yourself with others who are doing the same thing, aka the WarriorBabe community, the WarriorBabe Facebook group. So guys, even take advantage of the group right now. Go in there and ask the babes, hey, I catch myself in this bad habit. What do you guys do? And ask them what they do, because I'm sure that somebody has been through it and changed their habit, changed their routine, and they're getting the same reward. At the end of the day, at the end of it all, you have to study your habits. For example, determine why you really leave your desk for a snack each day. Like I said, find someone to go on a walk with you rather than the snack bar, or drink some water. Go to someone's desk towards fruit instead of like Tootsie Rolls, right? If you want to change a habit, you must find alternative routine, and your odds of success go up dramatically. So like I said, you've got cue, routine, reward. You can, if you identify the cue and the rewards, you identify the triggers and you know what you like, a sense of accomplishment or whatever the reward is for you. You can change your routine. And I'm always going to go back to this. Your cue, if it's an emotion triggered by being bored or triggered by being uncomfortable in social situations, and your routine is eating, how can you change that routine? Like I said, go for a walk, drink some water. Have something in your hand, like a water bottle. Because I know whenever I'm in social situations, I just want to eat too. But if I have something in my hand's occupied. So it won't affect me if I'll just drink my water. So I'm like triggered by that cup in my hand, knowing not to eat. And the reward is satisfied. The reward is an accomplishment. Like you won, you did it. Guys, I hope you loved this rally call today. I hope it blew your mind, and I hope that you actually take action and study your habits and change up your routines to anything that doesn't serve you, because like I said, your brain doesn't know good or bad, but trust me, no matter what, the bad habits are always lurking and waiting for you to just cave into it, cave into the right cues, cave into the right rewards. So if it doesn't serve you, I want you to take the time to figure out what right now isn't serving you. And the cue can be a visual trigger. It can be watching too much television. It can be having your phone on loud. It can be a time of day. It can be an emotion. It can be a sequence of thoughts. It can be who the people you are around you. the company that you keep. Just study your habits, study what it is, and see how you can change the routine that is going to make you better. Guys, let me know how you enjoyed this rally call. Leave a post inside the Facebook group and let the babes know who didn't get a chance to listen to it to tune back in when we put it up for the recording on our YouTube channel and inside the application. And I highly recommend that you guys listen to it again, because there's some valuable content here inside of this rally call. And you listen to it, you absorb it the first time, but can't imagine, think about it the second time. The second time you absorb it, it's like watching a movie. More things are going to make sense. So definitely listen to it again. And make sure that you plug into these rally calls every single week, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, every single Saturday. I am going to give you a topic that lights you up with some fire motivation to move you forward into a stronger week, stronger month, stronger journey for you moving forward. Plug in, listen to these, and then take action. All right, guys, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you guys on our next Q&A session on Wednesday. All right, bye, everyone.